Liam had been saying goodbye to me a couple days ago, and he was saying how he wanted more support and more time with me, and I agreed. And I was sitting like on the electrical box, outside, and hugging him and trying to comfort him, spending a few extra moments with him alone. And the garage door opened, and I just bolted. Like, my fear instincts just, bam, like instantaneously. Like, I started running down the street. And that is so psychologically unhealthy for me and unhealthy for my child. And she called me on it, I was like, but I was so afraid. I've been ingrained to be fearful of that woman. And she did. She called after me down the street. She's like, Jenny, get back here. I want to talk to you. She was talking to me, and under pretenses of, love and affection, and I hold no malice towards you, blah, blah, blah. And some of it was pretty believable. But at the end, the objective of the conversation was merely a scare tactic to remind me who's in control of my family, who's in control of the situation. She reprimanded me for causing inner conflict within my children by not following the rigidity of the rules and the time frame that I need to abide by. And I felt bad about that. I agreed. I don't want to cause inner conflict with my children. I don't want them to be torn and conflicted. And I said that I would be better about that. But she said, you wouldn't want me to get another restraining order on you, would you? You don't want me to file another restraining order on you? And I recoiled in fear. I'm like, no, of course not. Like, I started crying. I'm like, the first one was unjust enough. Why would you put another one on me? She was using scare tactics on me and putting me back in my place, essentially to honor the initial contract that stipulated that I not badmouth them, Barry, Julie, or Peter, to try harder to stuff down the injustice of it all, to bury my emotions, to bury the unjustness, the indignity, and the unfairness of it all. And I will, for the sake of my children, because I don't want to cause them inner conflict. But it's not helping my inner conflict at all. Quite the opposite, actually. That just was a couple days ago. I'm finding it incredibly difficult to find my voice, because my voice keeps getting smothered. They hold all the cards. They have the lawyer, the money, the funds, the resources, the prerogative. That they have my family and my life in their hands. And I try so hard to do what they want to do. And all of a sudden, when she talked to me yesterday, I noticed something really distinctly. The whole time she was talking to me in the street, she didn't mention my sobriety at all. She didn't mention my addictions. She didn't accuse me of not being sober. She didn't mention drug use at all, which I thought was really strange. I was waiting for her to say something, to bring it up. But what she did was she just started berating me about my mothering skills, essentially. How I never cooked enough. I wasn't a good enough cook. I didn't cook enough meals. Or when we got Liam, he was a year and a half behind in reading, and you didn't study with him enough. Or you didn't do this right, or you didn't do that right. And just telling me all the things that I didn't do well as a parent, and that they have to correct. They have to correct in my children because I was a negligent parent, essentially. I wanted to say that parenting is ideally a two-person job. And Peter and I aren't perfect, but guess what? There's no parents are perfect. And, we tried to study with him. We did our best. And I never really thought that I was a bad mother. I knew I could be better in some areas. But what jarred me about the conversation was because suddenly it wasn't just about completing steps A, B, and C anymore to get my family back. It wasn't about drug use or sobriety. The feeling that I got was and this might sound harsh, but the feeling I got was that she was using my children as a bargaining chip, as leverage, because, you know, she has my family, and she's saying, if only I were a better cook, if only I were a better, more studious mother, if only I were this and that, then maybe you could have your children back. Maybe you could have your family back sooner. And so instead of having an end in sight to this hell that I've been living through, all of a sudden it transitioned into, crap, I'm not going to get my family back until this woman approves of me. And this is a woman who I've come to realize will never be pleased with me. I will never be enough for her. And that leads me to believe that there will be no end to this nightmare. That I will never get my family back. And I know that I will. But if I have to wait until that woman is pleased with me, I could never end, you know? Because I will never be enough for her. And it's just taken me this long to realize that. And that's the scary part, is all of a sudden I thought there was an end in sight, and I thought that I was close. But now I realize, you know, the power play that's going on here. When will I be enough to be a mother again?